Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to talk to you about perks in Black Ops. Now, perks is a huge new thing in this game, considering they took out Stopping Power, Juggernaut, and Danger Close. I love that they did that. That makes the game completely even playing field for all bullets, all health, all grenades, everything. There is one exception though, Flak Jacket, but that is like a Juggernaut against explosions, and explosions after going through Modern Warfare 2. I think everyone is fine with that. So let's start off with the blue perks. Lightweight Pro. You move faster and you take no fall damage. Now, you took no fall damage with Commando in the previous game, and I really like that feature, but I hated the fact that knifing was 300% increased in range using that perk, and I didn't want to wear it because that might represent that I did use it, and if I ever did get a knife kill, I would feel like it was cheap, so I never used it. But the no fall damage is a really cool thing that they added in to Call of Duty in Modern Warfare 2 when it first started out. Now, adding this in the new game underneath a different perk, because thank God Commando didn't come back, is really cool because it's just it's an all-around good perk in the game to have. I really like it, and I'm glad they brought it back. So you have to get pro for the no fall damage, but you do move faster with the regular lightweight, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool perk, but for my play style, that is not a perk that I would generally use. It is a every once in a while type thing, using in objective games and using with shotguns probably. The next perk is Scavenger, and what I like about Scavenger is it's a lot different than it was in Modern Warfare 2. In Modern Warfare 2, it was pretty essential. It was kind of the go-to perk for doing well in games. You know, it replenished your ammo, your equipment, and your equipment could be anything from grenades to claymores. And replenishing your claymores was a huge advantage for the camper. And I like to use those to my advantage. They were really powerful, but they didn't bring that back, which I like. I like that they didn't bring it back. I like that you now have grenades and equipment. And I'm glad that they don't replenish equipment, because having one is having one isn't okay, but having the ability to pick it up and use it again, that's what makes it perfect. That's what makes it really balanced, and I like the fact that they did that. So Scavenger Pro, first of all with Scavenger you start it with replenishing ammo and lethal grenades. So grenades are the only explosive thing that you can replenish in this game, which I like because the grenades are the perfect damage and radius. They aren't too powerful. And then with Scavenger Pro, you start out with 3 times the amount of ammo, and being able to pick up tactical grenades, being concussion, decoy, Willie Pete's. What are the other ones? Flashbangs. I can't think of the other one. Nova Gas. So that's something that actually helps a lot more than people might think, and that's a huge deal with Scavenger Pro. And that's probably the only thing that would hold me to use it again is the Scavenger Pro. I don't see it as being too powerful, not having the pro ability. Now Ghost Pro. Ghost Pro is probably the most powerful perk in the game. Just looking at the difference between how long the paragraph is describing what it does is amazing. Alright. So here it says remain hidden from enemy spy planes. That is the main use for it. Now, I think I may have been wrong earlier in that 3-minute video when I said Ghost Pro takes you off Blackbird. Because in here, the total thing it says, and I'm in the split screen here, so this is the game. It's not an online forum or anything. It says avoid targeting from aircraft, IR scopes, infrared scopes, and sentry guns, and no red crosshair or name when targeted. So it doesn't say anything about the SR-71. I will test out to see if it does work against the SR-71 because I'm really curious now, because that strategy I gave out a little bit earlier would be defective if that were true. So I'm gonna have to test that out. Maybe I'll put it at the end of the video. We'll see. So all around a fantastic perk, but that really brings it down a bit actually. If it doesn't protect against the SR-71, which is a good thing. It's definitely not as powerful as I thought if it doesn't hinder the SR-71. Flak Jacket Pro. Take less explosive damage, and which is great. We were all happy to see this come in. Grenade can be literally on you, and you won't die. I'm not sure if it protects from Semtex stucks or explosive tip arrows, but I don't know. But I'm guessing it does. And the pro ability is deflect fire damage and safely toss back frag grenades. So that was a perk they had in World at War. It was just called toss back. It was just one little thing you could do. You could throw back grenades, which was utterly useless. It wasn't attractive enough to ever equip it. So I'm glad that they brought that in a pro version where it's a bonus and not the complete perk. Hardline Pro. This is probably... if Ghost Pro doesn't hinder SR-71s, I would say Hardline Pro is a level perk with Ghost Pro. Hardline Pro, since kill streaks don't build upon each other, this is a huge perk to use. It can turn a 3-kill RC car automatic kill into a 2-kill automatic kill. So all you have to do is get 2 kills and you're pretty much guaranteed to get a third, which is pretty cool. I mean, I think it is a little bit overpowered, the RC car, at being a 3-kill streak, but that's the way it is, and that's cool. And the pro ability is change the contents of a care package, but you can only do this once. Obviously, it'd be a little bit overpowered if you could do it multiple times. So what this means is if you get a care package, you can go up to it, you can double tap X or square on PS3. And you can get a second chance at what that care package could hold. So say you run up to it and it's got UAV. I'm just going to give you an example here. And you say, well, UAV, I already got that. This is my care package time. I don't really need a second UAV. I'm going to go ahead and double tap X. So you double tap X and you get attack dogs. And you're like, that is awesome. I just got attack dogs at a 4-kill streak instead of a 10 or 11-kill streak. So I do think that this is a cool feature they added. Since death streaks weren't returning and they didn't have a pro ability, I think they did a really good job choosing a new pro ability. But keep in mind here that Hardline Pro will be useless to you unless you use care packages. Alright, let's move to the orange perks. It's not red anymore, it's orange. Oh, Ember. People could disagree with me here. Anyways, Harden Pro. Penetrate walls and objects with deeper bullet impact. That's just the regular. This is FMJ in perk version the way it was in World at War and Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And I prefer it in attachment way because you can be more customizable with it and you can actually use it as a perk by equipping bling. So this kind of makes it more balanced and putting it in a perk version, so then people can't use it in a bunch of different ways, making it less balanced. So I'm glad they brought it in a perk version, but I did like it a lot as FMJ, but that's cool. The pro ability is inflict extra bullet damage on aircraft and turrets, and flinch less when shot. Now, the destroying kill streaks thing, it's cool, but the flinch less when shot is the thing that stands out here. When you get shot and you're shooting your gun goes up. It's like a crazy amount of recoil, and this can really hinder you in losing a gunfight. That is why I usually drop shot, because then my bullets go up and it's not going to really make a difference because I'm already aiming at their legs or their pelvis. So I think this is a really cool pro ability because a perfect example would be the M16 or the G11, a burst weapon. When you're shooting bursts, you aren't shooting a bullet every millisecond or whatever. It's controlled bursts, so you're shooting a certain amount of bullets at a certain time rather than just shooting it all the time. You know what I mean? So getting shot and having to flinch up, and you shoot that one controlled burst, you're going to lose that hit on the target, and you're going to be at a huge disadvantage. So using Hardened Pro on a burst weapon is something I highly recommend, and it can help you out a lot in the long run. Scout Pro is something I will probably never equip. I might use it once or twice in a search game when I'm using a sniper just for fun, but I don't see myself using it enough to get pro. And the pro ability is switch weapons faster. I think it's cool that they brought this, but considering what they did to sniping, I guess this wouldn't affect a Scout Pro, but you know, since snipers are utterly useless and nobody really uses them anyways, I don't see this as being a dominant perk or I see it as the most useless perk. Steady Aim Pro. Did I even say that it switches weapons faster? I forget. That's Scout Pro. Switches weapons faster. Anyways, Steady Aim Pro. Obviously, this is better accuracy, firing from the hip. And the pro ability is Aim Faster after sprinting, which is the same as Lightweight Pro in Modern Warfare 2. Which was a really cool ability. It really helped out rushers and it helped out people that like to sprint a lot. Because when you sprint, there's a huge recovery time. Like we're talking Call of Duty time here, so it's like a fraction of a second, but it is a lot of time in Call of Duty time. And having that advantage really helps you out a lot. And you recover quickly from knife lunges, which I don't like. I don't like that they put in something for knifing, but I tried it out just to see if it was overpowered, and I didn't seem to even notice that much of a difference. So anyways, that's a great rushing perk. I highly recommend it for rushing. Sleight of Hand Pro. This is my favorite second perk. Aiming down sights faster is a huge advantage, and you should definitely use this perk if you haven't tried it out yet. And you reload faster with all weapons, but you don't aim down sights faster with the sniper rifle. And that's all they need to do for snipers. They need to take out that Sleight of Hand Pro capability, but they decided to go a step further and make quick scoping useless, and they really messed it up, which sucks for a lot of people out there. Warlord Pro. This is pretty basic. It's like the bling. You equip 2 attachments to your primary weapon, excluding underbarrels, which is cool because NoobTubers really liked bling in Modern Warfare 2 because they needed that sight. You know, these guys are noobs. They aren't very good with iron sights. They need that. So with this, they're going to be like, well, you know, I got to choose my sight or I got to choose this thing. So most people are going to choose the sight, which is good. That takes away a lot from the underbarrel, and maybe it'll get them in a new direction and realize that shooting is the way to go. The pro ability. Start with 1 extra lethal and tactical grenade. So this is kind of like a frag times 2 in a pro ability, except Willie Pete, which is standard for all Call of Duty games. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't bring back. I think they should have added it in there with the extra grenades. They should have added in a secondary attachment for your secondary weapon, because there are multiple attachments for the pistols, and I think it would have been cool to have extended mag and a silencer, extended mag and a Kimbo, or you know, what have you, anything. So I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't bring that back, but you know, that's the way it is, and your secondary shouldn't be used as a primary anyways. It should strictly be a backup. Finally, perk 3, Tactical Mask Pro. This is a perk that I don't really, I didn't get dragged into using it right away because I haven't even used it yet. Because all it does at first is protect yourself against Nova Gas. Now, I think I will try this out in my next Prestige. I'm currently on 1, and I think I'll try it out in 2. So what you want to do with this is you want to throw in the Nova Gas at an enemy, and then you want to rush in there and you want to take him out while he's stunned. And that's only one thing, and then if you get it pro, you get reduce the effects of flash and concussion grenades and reveal the position of a flash or stun enemy. this is really cool. So